All right, Donkey. So you got 20 grand lying around?
20 grand?
Yeah, $20,000.
I'm sure I could scrape something up. Why? What are we looking? What are we looking for?
Well, apparently the United States beat us to this, but they bought 81. So listen, I give you 15. Whoever the government guy is in charge of this, I give you 15 depreciation. Obviously, it's not worth 20 anymore. You sat in it. You probably, I mean, who knows what you did.
Can you insure it? That's the main question.
Dude, at 15 grand, I don't care. I'll just ride that thing in.
just punch out, go get another one.
I mean,
true, valid.
Whatever, man. It's a lot cheaper. But anyway, so I will refrain from my Borat jokes here. Yeah. But the U.S. has purchased 81 Soviet-era combat aircraft from Kazakhstan. A report from the Kyiv
Very nice.
Says, I like Kazakhstan, a historic ally of Russia, is engaging more with Western nations. The planes could be used for spare parts or as decoys in conflict regions. They have acquired 81 obsolete aircraft. That includes, whoa. They upgraded their fleet and they auctioned off 117. So there's more out there, including MiG-31s, MiG-27s, MiG-29s, MiG-28s. Sorry, I added that in. Su-24 bombers from the 70s and 80s. Hold on now. You guys are poo-poo in 70s and 80s like that's a bad thing. Best Viper I ever flew was an 86. So, I mean, I would take them, any of them. The motive behind the U.S. purchase remained undisclosed, but the aircraft could be used in Ukraine, which is what everybody always go to, right? It could be used in Ukraine. Gonky, say this word. Kaz export.
Yeah, that's about right. Probably Doug's a smarter one on
Kazakhstan's state-owned weapons importer and exporter. We need to find their number. They said in a statement that foreign companies were not allowed to bid, so the Mover and Gonky show cannot bid on this, apparently. Pentagon did not immediately respond to a request for comment from Business Insider. Didn't you talk to Business Insider? Dude, you've got a connection.
I think they talked to me. I didn't really reach out and talk to them.
Oh, you were the subject. Got it.
Yeah, I got a phone call.
Yeah, MiG-31. They want to talk about that, what it is. Blinken shaking hand with Kazakhstan. We don't really have any more information on this. So, Gonky, I guess first question is, how do we buy 2 of them? 40 grand. I think we can swing it.
I think we can swing it too.
Rip might not go to college, but
well, I'm sure we get the airplanes. Engines are probably like timed out. Seats probably timed out.
These are later problems. GoFundMe exists for a reason.
That's true. Yeah.
You can start, dude. You could probably start bullying people and charging them for it. I bet there's a market for that. Like on OnlyFans.
How about this? I mean, there's a spot in the airshow circuit for a MiG-23. Too early?
Oh, dude. Ooh, I think that's called whistling past the graveyard, dude. I wouldn't.
Oh, sorry, man. It's just you teed it up, man. You yeah.
Well, did he buy a couple of them? Didn't he import? Wasn't that the whole story behind that? Was he did this? He bought them dirt cheap. He got a couple of them.
Some of these, yeah, maybe. Man. I mean, it's awesome. If I was,
I picked a MiG-29, dude. 2 MiG-29s, 3 MiG-29s. Hangar space might be at a premium, but I don't know.
I would. Yeah. You know what? I think I've always wanted to fly the MiG-31.
Okay. Practically speaking, where are we going to go fly these things?
To space in a MiG-31, dude. That thing is fast. It's super fast.
There's nothing I trust more than Russian pressurization.
I wouldn't be wearing their spacesuit.
I love the idea of my blood boiling. If you got to go, then you definitely don't need the insurance. But all right, I guess we got to get serious and talk about this topic because people are going to be mad at us. It's a great deal. They probably bought it for a mixture of what they talked about, maybe to give parts and stuff to Ukraine, but maybe also adversary air, I mean, something.
Yeah, I think, I don't know if things have changed, but I think that's the one biggest area that the at least the Navy, maybe the Air Force does it better, had was the fact that you never really you never merge with anything other than another Hornet. And the problem is there is a little bit of, I mean, there's some eyeball cow. There's things that you pick up from fighting different jets. And you know, my time in Malaysia fighting MiG-29s and Su-30s, you start to pick up on things. And this is just
Yeah.
in training, right? So,
Right.
you know, these are valuable cues, visual cues that any fighter pilot can use to hopefully not just survive, but to beat your opponent. And you know, in the 80s, they definitely had a program, right? They had a
Hmm.
bunch of
Hmm.
Russian jets. I
Hmm.
can't remember the name of the book, but there's a
I'm
great
afraid to
book.
say it. I know what it is. I'm just always afraid to say it. So
There's
I don't want to
yeah,
go to
there's
jail.
there's a great book out there about that entire program. There's like MiG-23s and
Yeah.
MiG-17s and 19s, I
Yeah.
think. But you know, and they talk about it in there. Yeah, just merging with a real adversary aircraft is you know, it'll set you back a little bit. And then actually fight them too, their strengths and weaknesses. Because you know, you fight Hornet versus Hornet all the time. Well, it's you know, it's almost like shadow boxing sometimes, right? Same thing if I'm sure if you fight Viper versus Viper, if both
Oh yeah.
both pilots are about the same skill level, it's you
You
know,
end up
it's
at the floor staring at each other, going, "Who's gonna call knock it off?"
yeah, exactly. Who's got whoever has the least amount of gas, just call the knock it off now, right? Save me the neck pain.
Yeah.
So I hope, even though they're older, that's not, you know, it's not really the lethality is not the point. It's the I think there's a lot of just eyeball cow, a lot of just things you can pick up by operating with uh adversary aircraft. And that's my pitch. I think there's a lot of value there. And I know the Navy did a poor job of doing any of that while I was in.
Yeah, and there was I mean, there was a push not too long ago, and that push seems to have died. You know, where they were Draken and contractors were getting all these contracts, and you know they were going to start importing jets, and they were going to do this. And then you kind of, you know, you didn't really hearing about it anymore. I agree with you that it's important to the article's point, though, because everything kind of pivots to Ukraine, especially since the article was released by the Kyiv Post or whatever the, you know, the Kyiv news article. I don't see this as, well, I think two ways. Yes, it could be useful in Ukraine in that fleet replenishment, so that, you know, if they could cannibalize these aircraft and, you know, get whatever parts to keep their existing jets going. They can use more aircraft. Yes, that's always going to be a factor. But as they start getting other types like F-16s, which who knows when that's going to happen, and you know the Gripen, if they get the Gripen, but it doesn't fix their problem. It just kind of keeps them going, which at this point, that's a good thing. They want to keep going. I don't see it as a, this is, you know, we did this so that they could, you know, enhance their battlefield capability. I mean, maybe for parts and stuff, but I think, you know, it's more of there's something else that, you know, they see a value in doing this, maybe to trade. I mean, you know, now you get these for one country and you go, hey, we got these parts for another. Let's work a deal, because you know they're always working, you know, the 3 or 4 way deals with all these countries. So
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I'm not sure we'll find out exactly what the
yeah,
fate is of the 81 Russian jets, but you know, I personally hope they're flying as adversary air. But like you said, I don't think that's probably
no, more than likely it's parts and, you know, jets for it's something else.